Got sunshine in a bag, she's useless. Not belong the future. Today we'll be touring the Flavel house, located in Astoria, Oregon. It was built in 1885. Everything here starts off in the carriage house. It's a small little museum talking about the many uses of this carriage house over the years. It's also where you purchase your tickets for the self-guided house tour. Well, we've got our calling cards. Let's go and see what this is all about. Captain Flavel built this house to show his stature and accomplishments. For example, this room was never used, or should I say seldom used, something that was largely unheard of in a normal household at that time period. Across from that, in the very entrance area of the house, is the music room. This is where his daughters practiced and played and performed for all of their friends, and they did most of their entertaining. His daughters went on to be quite well recognized in the music world. This was a very well used room in the house. There's furniture that was in here back when Captain Flavel lived here himself. That's why this area is roped off and we're not allowed to go in it. And off of that room, we come to our first restroom and washroom. Is this a composting toilet? Posted on the wall, there were some blueprints from the original build, first and second floor. Next up is the dining room. My favorite part of this room was the little breakfast nook in the back. Of course, it was roped off, so you know what that means. It's probably his actual furniture. I love it. It's a great spot to start the day. Captain Flavel spared no expense when building this house. The butler pantry has hot water, as well as the johns in the place are all flushing toilets. So that commode, I was just asking if it was a compost toilet. It wasn't. The guests and Flavels would come in through this door, sit in either the dining room or the conservatory, and the butler's pantry was the staging area to ready all the foods and things for the guests that came from the kitchen right over here. I was really fascinated with some of the stuff that we found in the kitchen area. This ice chest was so cool. I love seeing old period things before we had electricity, managing to keep things cold. Especially being you know that Captain Flavel spared no expense. So this was all top of the line stuff. The stove and oven, so fascinating. Who wouldn't like to have that in their homestead? This is the oven. And you remove these and it exposes the fire down below for you to cook on. Warming rack up in here. And of course you can't have a kitchen without a sink. Another one with hot water. Everything came from the Flavels or the son's house that was nearby, and also was period stuff that they filled in where needed, but they tried to keep it all original to the family where possible. And now we'll head to the second floor, up where the bedrooms and bathrooms are, where the guests typically don't hang out. We got our main bathroom. Look at that nice big old tub with hot water on tap once again. So very cool. Looks like a side-by-side toilet, huh?
It was a flushing toilet.
Oh, it's flushing.
Mm-hmm.
We got us a flusher here, y'all.
So the whole top came off, and then there was the little part, and I don't know what that is over there.
This is the guest bedroom. For any guests that might call upon the family, which means come to visit. This was Katie's bedchamber, one of two daughters. Katie actually passed away in this room at age 46 years old. And each bedroom had a washroom or a shared washroom, making it so they probably didn't use the main bathroom sink for their everyday use. This was Nellie's bedroom. And this sunflower piece was on the top of the 4th story point for many, many years. Shown there in that photo. This is Mary Flavel's bedchamber. Looks like she's got a nice little sitting room out here. Light all the way around. How beautiful.
These couches are brilliant. They have a nice slant to the side, so you could lay on it and use it as a pillow versus the up and down that we have now.
Right. And this is Captain Flavel's bedchamber. Of course, connected to Mary's chamber. The sink right inside a coal burning fireplace, and a nice big closet. We then went down the other stair set and out into the garden. As we came outside, we couldn't help but to notice this massive tree. It had to be over 100 years old. I'm sure that it was here when the Flavels were living here as well. It's not often you see a tree of this size in a downtown populated area. Now we're out in the gardens, and that is the carriage house there. That is now the gift shop where we bought our calling cards to get into the house museum. The house is all a self-guided tour, so you can take as long or as short of a time out of your day as you'd like, and it makes it very convenient. Today we lucked out and there's only a light mist. It's not raining, so we're gonna take a little walk through the garden. Love how rich that purple is. If you didn't know, Landseer is super medicinal, a great plant to have in your garden. You got some big, beautiful calla lilies too. I've got a friend, her name is Calla Lily. Some beautiful berries over here, huh?
Yeah.
And bumblebees.
Look at this flower. Look at that flower. How pretty that is.
So pretty. There's even a little frog pond, fish pond, with the most beautiful lilies. I'll stick a couple photos from the garden in here, and I think that's going to wrap this one up. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Please put an "I made it" in the chat, and we'll see you down the road.